Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Babbling Irons match preview. Seems like it's been a while. It actually hasn't been that long, but yeah, Bournemouth at home, massive game, massive chance to get another 3 points and cement ourselves once again in the top six race. It's happening on deadline day. I'm recording this the night before, so we might have a new signing unveiled at the stadium for the match. Looking very unlikely, but yeah, away from the transfers, let's focus on the game because we've actually got some really key players back for this. Obviously, Jared Bowen was back for the Sheffield United game, so he's going to be back involved once again. Kudus, our boy, is back from AFCON, so that'll be a massive boost to have him back in that squad, potentially even the starting lineup. And another key player that was missing from Sheffield United was Edson Alvarez. Now, wasn't a player that was away for any reason, just had that calf injury. Looks like he's going to be back in that starting 11 for the Bournemouth game, which is amazing. And couple of other ones that could potentially go into the lineup, which we missed out on, was Lucas Paqueta. Obviously, apparently he's been pictured at Rush Green today, Wednesday. Um, whether he trained with the first team or not too sure. I think he might make the bench if he passes a late fitness test tomorrow. I'm sure they'll be cautious not to overdo it like they did last time against Bristol City in the FA Cup, but that could be a massive boost. And if not, fully expect him to be in the squad for the Sunday game against Man United in a few days' time after that game. So yeah, you've also got Aguerd as well. Morocco out of the AFCON last night. So whether he's going to want to play within such a quick turnover of a couple days, don't know. But Moyes might want to slot him straight back into that back four, considering we've been quite shaky in recent games after actually really cementing our defence before that, and going on a run of 4 or 5 clean sheets. So tough game. Bournemouth, great team, great manager, great system, and great players. Dom Solanke, obviously the key figure for them up front. He has been on fire this season, scoring a lot of goals. It's been his best returning season in the Premier League ever. He obviously scored a lot of goals in the Championship. Didn't really do it in the Premier League on a consistent basis, but now he's starting to show that form, and it's probably why Moyes wanted him in the summer, and it's probably why he's still a key transfer target for David Moyes as we move forward into 2024. And it'll be interesting to see how we perform against him and how he performs against us, because I'm sure he's aware of the interest. And yeah, he's going to want to impress. He's going to want to impress any club that, you know, is competing for Europe, has been in Europe and is in Europe as well. So yeah, Bournemouth, they like to play. They do like to play out. It's a tough game for us. I think our fans could get potentially frustrated if we let them have too much possession. But Bournemouth have been in fantastic form. They really have. They've had some really, really strong results this season. They've gone to Old Trafford and won. Their away form in the Premier League's been really, really good this season. I think they've won their last 3 out of their last 4 away games. They lost to Spurs 3-1, but then they beat Forest, they beat United, they beat Palace away. So tough game. They are a very good team. And they just won 5-0 against Swansea as well in the FA Cup. So confidence at an all-time high. And one player we've mentioned a lot on Babbling, especially Mike, in the summer, was Alex Scott. He moved to there from Bristol City last season, had injuries to start his campaign at Bournemouth, but now he's started to play again and he's starting to make a really, really big impact. And, if you just watch some of his movement, some of his he's a player that likes to get on the ball on the half turn and drive past players, drive into space, carry the ball. Similar to like the old Grealish, but he can do it from more central positions, and he's got, I would say, and I would argue, a higher footballing IQ and higher ceiling than Jack Grealish. Big statement, but you can kind of tell when you watch a player how technically gifted Alex Scott is, and he's someone that can definitely unlock a defense. And I think we need to be careful of that. They've got players like Justin Kluivert as well, who's out wide and has got pace, and we notoriously don't deal well against pacey players. So it's going to be a very, very tough game. I don't want anyone to kind of underestimate this. They're only 10 points behind us in the league. Obviously, we're currently 6th. They're, I think, 13th. So although the table kind of indicates there's a big gap, 10 points really isn't that much, especially when they have a game in hand on us. So it's important we win this game. I think as well, with what's gone on around the transfer window at the moment. We brought in Kalvin Phillips as well, another player that could feature in this game, which is exciting. But we just haven't really capitalized on this transfer window again. But don't want to digress into that too much. Want to focus on the match and where we could potentially exploit Bournemouth. again, it's not really too much tactical breakdown. It's more of we need to do what we do well, and that's play fast, that's play swift, and that's play with a high intensity. I think if we sit off Bournemouth way too much and let them play, that is not the way to go about it. I think we've got enough intensity and pressure about ourselves and the players to do it, to push Bournemouth back and force those mistakes from the back, because defensively, that's where we can get at them. We really can. They obviously signed Kirkez as well, the left back that played for AZ Alkmaar last season against us in the Conference League. Very, very good signing as well. A player we wanted to push for on Bablin to sign. But other than that, really, they don't have the foundations there. They don't have that defensive solidity that you would want to have. And, it's something we can definitely look to exploit with Kudus, with Bowen, even if Paqueta's missing. We still have enough options to do that. Who's going to play in that front three? I don't know, because we've still got, Ben Rama, Fornals, Cornet, all rumored to be leaving tomorrow, and potential deals. So it's interesting to see how this is gonna work out and what distractions our squad goes into this with, because Bournemouth are a tricky, tricky side. 7 wins this season from 20 games, 9 defeats, 4 draws, but they have conceded 39 goals. And we've only conceded 32. And, people have said this season that our defense has been pretty poor. Bournemouth have conceded 39 in the league, which is almost 2 per game. So quite leaky. I'm expecting a lot of goals in this game. I just hope that we are on it. No, we actually have a pretty good recent record against Bournemouth, especially at home. I remember winning, I think, 4-0 against them in actually when David Moyes' his second stint back at the club, his first game was Bournemouth at home. And I remember that night so clearly. We played with intensity, we played with pressure, we pushed high up the pitch, we forced them into errors, and we got our rewards from it. That's what I want to see from us. That's what I want to see from us in these types of fixtures where we're at home, it's a night game, and we should be pushing to win and get 3 points in this type of fixture. It shouldn't be a game where we have to sit in and compact and, try and maybe nick a goal or two and try and be defensively solid. It's a game where we should trust in our attack and trust in the players that we have around our attackers to push Bournemouth and to squeeze Bournemouth and to recover the ball when we need to. It's probably why Kalvin Phillips has also been brought in. Against Sheffield United, when Alvarez wasn't playing, our defense was so open. It really, really was. And the midfield, that's where it came from. Souček and Ward-Prowse double pivot. We've seen it so many times now. It doesn't work. So it's going to be interesting to see how Moyes lines up, because he's got Phillips at his disposal. It looks like Alvarez is back fit, Kudus. So how do we line up in that midfield? Who's going to drop out? For me, I think Souček may drop out. I know Moyes alluded to Phillips. He's not sure if he's going to be ready to play, but he's been training well. Will Moyes put Phillips straight into the 11? I think yes. I think he kind of has to. It's such an expensive loan. It's such a big money signing for what Moyes has wanted, a player Moyes has wanted for so long. I think he has to bring him in. And I think it's a really, really good game to bring Phillips into. You don't want to be bringing him into Man United away as his first game. You want him to be playing in a game like Bournemouth at home, where you've got the 60,000 fans behind him. It's a night game. Hopefully the intensity is going to be there after a little breather from the action. So huge game. Massive opportunity to push on and get another 3 points. I know Newcastle won yesterday against Aston Villa as well, so they're putting the pressure on us. But luckily, Brighton lost to Luton, so there are gaps there. There are gaps to exploit, and we just need to keep picking up points. And at the end of the season, these are the games that are going to matter. What's let us down so far this season is these types of games. Think about Everton at home, and those kind of fixtures, Palace at home. We haven't really capitalized when we could have. Although we're in an excellent position because we've had some fantastic results, if we can just start to play with a slightly different intensity against these types of teams, I really, really do believe we would be in such a better position. And it makes such a difference to not only the fans, but also the players, because they will have more confidence when it comes to playing teams like Man United away at Old Trafford, or even Arsenal at home the following week. So it's going to have that snowball effect. Bournemouth are a very, very good team. They've got some very tricky attacking players, which we're going to have to be aware of. Defensively, we need to be switched on. For me, Ben Johnson has a very, very, very big game for him this game. So, yeah, I mean, Kufau is going to be suspended. That's probably the only big one from last game after he got that red card. So Ben Johnson is coming in to play right back. Thilo Kehrer is gone. There is no other option. He will be playing. Whether he's going to take his opportunity, let's see. It's a massive game for him because Kufal hasn't been that great recently. Although he was getting a lot of assists towards the start of the season, Ben Johnson's actually started to show a little bit more impressive kind of cameos off the bench than Kufal has been doing for 90 minutes. So whether Ben Johnson can try and fix that right back position into his own, obviously with his contract situation as well, it could be a very big game for him. And then you've got Emerson on the other side. It will likely be Zuma Mavropanos at the back, depending on injuries and whether Aged's going to be fit. And then I think that midfield three really will be Alvarez, Phillips, and Ward-Prowse. I think Ward-Prowse will be told to press high and given license to play in a number 10 role a bit more, or the advanced state. And I think Phillips and Alvarez will be acting as the shield, which will allow Emerson and Johnson to push on a lot more and press Bournemouth back, and will kind of keep them more compact, which I want to see. I want to see that happen. And then you've got like the likes of Bowen, Kudus up front, whoever's going to play, whether it be Ings, Cornet, Fornals is still around, to make something happen as well. So interesting game. Am I confident? Yes, I am pretty confident. I think we will have enough. I think we've got enough firepower. I think I've seen enough from Bournemouth defensively to kind of show that there are areas to exploit. And with the attacking options we have, Kudus being a massive, massive addition back into that squad, I really do believe we can get 3 points from this. And if Paqueta's in and around the squad as well, even if he's on the bench, just gives everyone a boost, just raises the level of expectations, and the crowd will acknowledge that, I think. So for me, score prediction, I did see it. I think it would be a high scoring game. So I'm going to go 3-1 to West Ham. Never predict us to keep a clean sheet. If you've been watching me on Babbling, I will never do it. I just don't think any West Ham fan should predict a West Ham clean sheet at the moment, irrespective of the December results we had. So 3-1, I'm going. I think Bowen will get back on the score sheet, and I think we'll get a set piece goal. So let's go with a Zuma goal and Kudus, of course, to get another goal as well. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this match. Are you confident going into the game? A big game to get 3 points, to keep the pressure on European football. And hopefully it will just ease the pressure as well going to Old Trafford, because that's going to be a massive game as well, with them, a few places below us in the Premier League at the moment as well. So yeah, leave your comments down below. Leave a like on the video as well if you have enjoyed, and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new around here. And until next time, come on, you Irons.